Ryan, obviously not the result you would have wanted coming to Southport tonight, but what did you make of what you saw from your team?
Yeah, well, we're early stages, aren't we? I think we've given them some principles in possession, out of possession. It's not tactics; it's principles of what we want to going forward. And I've seen that in possession and out of possession. The goals are scruffy. We know that. There's something to work on. Jack slips and the kid just crosses it and he scores. But there's some good moments in there. Obviously in terms of moving the ball, we played Mads and Sam in 2-10s today, and Whitey and Stefan as 2-4s, and thought that was looked exciting at times, and the interchange in them and the runs forward. When you come to these non-league grounds, listen, I've been a non-league player myself. You're right up for the games, and you don't want to lose, but there's no points gained at this moment in time. It's more for us to get the fitness in the lads, hence why it was 60-30, and tomorrow at Bamber Bridge, the lads who finished will play 60 and the lads who started will play 30. So it's getting the minutes in, and yeah, disappointed with the 2 goals. Of course we are. Just had the way with the lads in there. We've got to start ramping it up and keeping the back door shut and scoring more goals. Of course we know that. We've got to work on some more patterns of play in possession and our out of possession stuff of when we press, when we don't press. So it's tweaking 1 or 2 things at the moment, but the principal stuff is going to be important for us going forward. And the good thing for me, I've seen some of that tonight and against Lincoln on Friday.
When you're talking about things like principles, is that a change of style from last season, or is it just little things you change?
I don't want to give too much away, because obviously people read and listen to what I'm saying, and the principles in how we need to be a little bit better. We've got some stuff which again, like 4 pillars what we'll work on throughout the season, start of the season, to be better than we was last season, and that's the main objective, is to be better in the championship than we was last season in certain games, in certain areas and against certain teams. And it all starts now. Yeah, the goals, when you can see that, are not good, and I think it was a sloppy pass there, and Potsy probably goes and wins the ball, but we're 2 weeks in and that's our second game. I don't want anyone getting injured, and as I've said, and then the other one, Jack slips, the pitch is a little bit slippy and thick, and there's no complaints. The lads have worked the socks off, and it's about getting the minutes in the system at the moment, and the volume. And the principles will hopefully keep driving them on, and you can see it from certain players, and yeah, it's obviously that's what we want to be doing to get better.
You mentioned already about the Bamber Bridge game tomorrow. Obviously, looking at the pre-season schedule, it looks like you've got an empty weekend. Obviously, we know that's not true.
Yeah. No, we definitely haven't. We're obviously being, we've got the opportunity to go to a Premiership training ground on Friday and pit our wits against the top Premiership team. And yeah, we're privileged to do that. And as I just said to the lads there, look, we're not saving ourselves. You can see the lads are giving it all, but what they don't want to do is be getting any niggling injuries. So we've got today, we've got tomorrow. We'll do some work at the training ground on Thursday, and then we'll go and play a game against the Premiership team and pit our wits against them. That'll be good, because you probably won't have large parts of the ball, which is again good for us out of possession. And then in certain games there'll be loads of good stuff for us for in possession. So yeah, we're looking forward to it. It's definitely not a blank weekend, and we've got then some games, a training game next week, next Tuesday, and then we have followed up with a Fiorentina game again, which is another top game. But we're 2 weeks in, just 2 weeks in now, and we've had 2 games, and I've seen some good things. I've seen some things that are not good, or I'm not going to lie, we've got to work on them, be a little bit better. But as you can see, the team swapping and changing, personnel, different positions, trying 1 or 2 things out. So yeah, overall, it's about getting volume into the lads' legs.
I know it's a time of year where you're not going to risk players who have any knocks, but people have noticed, obviously, Ali McCann and Di Cornell yet to be involved. Is there anything to be concerned about there?
No, not really. Di, it was more precaution. He trained the back end of the week. He potentially could play some minutes tomorrow. Yeah, and then Ali McCann, we've just got to be a little bit careful for him. He had a little bit of a setback in pre-season from his injury last. So again, there's no real rush. We'll hopefully get Ali. I think he's back on the grass the back end of this week, which would be good, but we've got to take it easy with him. We can't, flog him if you like. So them 2 will be fine. As I say, Di will be back probably potentially tomorrow. We'll have a look at him tomorrow morning. And then Ali will be a couple of weeks, but there's no real major problem with him. We're just going to hold him back a little bit, because he's chomping at the bit to get back involved. But again, there's no real rush. We've got a squad, we've got players, and if we can get through the pre-season with majority of the squad that are going to help us, then it'll be with potentially added bonus of maybe one more. It may be able to help us, yeah.